Hi, I'm Paul Blanco. I'm a junior at La Cañada High School. I'm a member of the Dreamers, and I'm 16 years old. I don't really know what I want to do later on in life, but by doing this Road Trip Nation project, I hope that I'll be able to learn more about how I can find something that I'll love doing later on in life and just being able to be happy with that.
Hi, my name is Stephen Kim. I'm a junior at La Cañada High School, and I don't really know what I want to do in the future, but hopefully this Road Trip Nation will give me guidance. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Mina Kwak. I'm a member of the Dreamers, and throughout this Road Trip Nation, I'm expecting to learn all the experiments and advices that I haven't learned yet, and by interviewing a person, hopefully I can learn their precious knowledge and experience that I possibly will apply in the future.
Oh, I haven't had you as a teacher, so.
Hey.
Grew up in La Cañada, went to John Muir High School, went to the University of Redlands first, and then went to Stanford second. I've been in love with science and biology and stuff like that since forever. Came back and first taught in the school district with, was hired by a teacher that had been a sixth grade teacher. Which was really fun. And then I went and taught down in Anaheim area, and then I came back up here. And then once I started teaching here, I taught 7th grade, 8th grade, and 9th through 12th, and any variation they gave me. Probably the most entertaining class was Cultures of the World. PE was pretty fun too. Geometry was kind of an interesting experience. Algebra 1 I adored, and all the sciences are fun.
So we have like a set of questions that we want to ask you.
Okay.
Where were you when you were our age, so when you were in 11th grade?
When I was in 11th grade, I was at John Muir High School. I walked from where now Palm Crest is over to John Muir and back Pumpkin to go to school.
Isn't that really far?
That's really far. You can do a lot of really quality thinking when you walk.
What was high school like for you?
I had a great time. High school was fun. Let's see, probably the class I liked least was Spanish, and the class I liked best was chemistry.
Really?
I had a good time in art too. Art teacher was kind of cool.
How did you get from there when you were in 11th grade to where you are now, so as a teacher?
When I was at Redlands in college, I did all the science classes, and when I was a senior, the teacher of one of the freshman classes, I can't remember now whether she died or whether she just had a mental breakdown, but anyway, she abruptly left, and they needed someone to cover the lab. So I was just a senior, but I was teaching a lab class, and I was at that time going pre-med, but it was so much fun. I couldn't believe it. It was really fun. So that same year, my father's partner in his business embezzled the business and then committed suicide. So my parents said to me, whatever you do, you got to fund it yourself. So I said, I can't fund medical school. So I did a back step and applied to Claremont and Pomona and Stanford, got into all three and decided to go to Stanford for their internship program in teaching. I had no idea that it was going to be so interesting.
At our age, did you ever think you were going to be a teacher?
No, I was going to be a doctor.
For sure, you were.
Yeah,
So, like,
I was going
different-
pre-med. No, if the rug hadn't been pulled out from my
Were you ever lost during the passage?
lost. You like lost?
I guess during
Physically?
high school
No,
life,
like-
you
Yeah.
You never knew, you didn't know what you wanted to do at some point, or you were, we don't really know what we
You know, I was in dismay over what happened to my dad. They sold their home, having the business pulled out from underneath him was pretty frightening. He was an inventor, He was working for a company in Burbank. That was pretty scary. That was scary. But mostly it just rerouted me, and it turned out to be a good reroute. So throughout college, I was always needing to earn money, so I did a variety of entertaining jobs. So I think probably that kept me from feeling totally shaken, because I'd already seen that I could do, I earned for money. I was a short order cook. I made French fries and hamburgers for people. I managed a school dorm. That kind of thing, I cleaned houses. I did all kinds of things. Very diverse, very not like with any prestige at all. So that kind of makes you realize, wait a minute, there's a bunch of stuff you could do, even if it's not what you thought you were going to do. Okay, I did not stay in school forever, but I got a master's degree in education. And a lot of people, when you're down and out a little bit, or confused or whatever, will come to rescue or to help if you're willing to tell them. Like, wait a minute, this is really bad. Can you give me some ideas?
Do you regret not going into the medical field at all?
No, actually, it's turned out to be really a big challenge to get as many of my students as possible into medical school. There was a bias at the time about women going into medical school anyway, and one of the department chair at Redlands said, well, he could recommend me to medical school, but he thought that I was too interested in doing other things, and I was female, so maybe I really shouldn't choose to be a doctor. I'd probably get married and never finish. And I thought, and now if a head of a department said that to anybody, like maybe you're just female and maybe you'll just get married and it'll be a waste of taxpayers' money, they would lose their job at the university level. It would never, because now medical school is 51% female to 49% male. So it's shifted in those 30 years, which is really pretty cool. It should have shifted. It should not be keeping females out. But at the time, so I probably regretted not speaking up. I just went, oh, okay, I'll do something else. I didn't even fight the guy. It was a Baptist school, I guess, not really Baptist. Yeah.
It's like, were there any pressures that you had?
There was a considerable pressure, but mostly it was the fact that my father completed community college and my mother completed community college, both at Glendale. And so I'm the oldest of three. We're only 3 years apart, so we're all going to be in college at the same time. So it was really important that I do a really good job academically, but that I also earn my own way, because there was a brother coming behind me and then a sister another year and a half behind him. So it was a double whammy. Like, you need to go to college, but you also need to fund your own college. So I was always applying for grants and doing everything I could so I could stay. So I managed to cover my room and board myself every time. And my parents contributed to, until that guy embezzled anyway, the business, my parents contributed to my tuition. Same thing for my brother and my sister, and then they both got, my sister came back home from school. She'd been at Santa Barbara for a year and a half. So it hit her harder than it hit me, because by the time I was almost done. Unbelievably stressed. It's not appropriate. We should not be having heart attacks in high school.
And I'm pretty sure the majority don't know what we're going to do when we go to college or after college.
Well, maybe you shouldn't know yet. There might be some inspiring teacher in college that's going to just ignite some passion for you.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so very much.
I don't think it was what you expected at all. But.
No, it was great. It was really great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you.
Well, bye-bye.
Hi.
Enjoy. Hope you get a good grade for it.
Thank you.
Tell
Thank you
Miss
so
G
much.
hello. Bye-bye.
Interviewing Ms. Campo was very informative, and I had a great time. What I learned from her interview was that we should never stick with one thing, but try out new things, because you never know what could happen.
I thought the interview with Miss Compo went really well, and I thought it was a very good experience. And I also felt like I learned a lot from her. But I think the most important thing that I took away from the interview was that life is sometimes really unexpected, and even though you don't really know what's going to happen, you just need to make sure that you like always take things in stride, and that you always make sure that you are happy with what you're doing. And if you're not happy with what you're doing, you should try and find that thing that you love and just keep doing it.
Our interview with Ms. Campo went really well. She seemed to have a lot of insight and experience, and I learned that life is really unexpected and you should try various new things.